Key generation for DKIM and domain key. The key generation process can be done via navigating through email authentication. Key generation, by pressing the submit button, the system starts to generate the pair private key and public key for the use of DKIM or domain key. Private key will not be displayed on web UI for the sake of security. And public key can be displayed by pressing display button on the right. Later on, the public key shall be used to fill in the record in DNS server. DKIM/domain key signing and verifying. To sign the outgoing emails or verifying incoming emails on domain key or DKIM signatures, the following setting should also be set in advance. It can be found via email authentication, DKIM and domain key. And selector and domain name shall be entered as well. The email system will put the name of selector on DKIM and domain key signatures so that the other end can verify the received emails. Selector for signing outbound emails, selector 1 domain list to sign, mydomain.com. Please note that the system will only sign the DKIM/domain key signatures for the domain in the list with the selector label entered here. In other words, it will not sign the domain that is not on the list. Thus, if you use this machine to send out emails by using different domain names intermittently, you should choose the domains you want to sign and enter them into the field domain list to sign by separating them in selector for signing outbound emails, selector 1 domain list to sign, mydomain.com, mydomain2.com, mydomain3.com. If you want to sign the outbound emails, do not start DKIM/domain key processing until you fill in the associated DNS record. Even right after you fill in the corresponding DNS record, the DNS record will not populate around the world so quickly. Thus, you might expect some failure results in the authentication result on the other hand due to no record in DNS initially. By the time DNS record to be published into other DNS servers, those signatures can be correctly verified. You can choose not to sign the outbound emails by letting the system only verifying the inbound emails only. It can be done by click the checkbox only verifying inbound emails without signing outbound emails. When you click this box, the rest of the options will be ignored. It only verifies the incoming emails without signing outgoing emails. By default, the system will verify DKIM and domain key signatures on incoming emails and only sign DKIM signature for outgoing emails. You need to click those options on this configuration screen to change its behavior. For example, to add domain key signature, you need to click the box "Add domain key signature" in outbound email headers. In addition to DKIM signature, do not forget to add the associated DNS record if you want to sign the outgoing emails. We will mention it later if you use the DNS server on this machine as well. SID, SenderID, and SPF. As we mentioned previously, the verification will be done on email server for SenderID and SPF. For the other end to know which IP address, ES, can send out emails on behalf of your domain, you need to put the associated records on DNS server. To turn on SPF and SID verification, just go to email authentication SPF and SID to submit the request. DNS records for SPF, DKIM, and domain key. If you use Azblink's DNS configuration system, you can do as the following steps indicated. Navigating via System DNS Zones Manager and click the domain you have created, you will find different items for DNS there. Press SPF, and you will find the following screen. Just select the mechanism you want to have for SPF by clicking those checkboxes and it will generate the SPF record thereafter. If you want to handle this in more sophisticated way, you can press text to deal with text record directly, and it gives the flexibility to adjust your setting along with different requirements. For DKIM and domain key, we deal with text record directly. As we mentioned previously, it shall be of the following format: host name, selector _ domain key contents, G =*, K =RSA, P =MIGF, IAAQ. Remember, the selector needs to match with the one you use for email server, and the public key needs to be consistent with the email setting too. Retrieve emails from the other mail server, S. The function email advanced mail retrieval is used to retrieve emails from the other mail server, S, and distribute the emails via SMTP to the local machine's delivery system according to the corresponding mapped accounts. It is usually used when you try to fetch the emails from the other server, S, and the recipients of the emails will be shown as those mapped accounts. And it is possible to only retrieve new emails that have not been seen or retrieve all emails. The option is to check or not to check the box on retrieve both seen and new messages. After retrieval, the emails on the original mail servers will not be shown in the original servers unless you check the box after retrieval. The messages stay on the remote server without being removed.